welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and Free TV. Now the news in full. Vice President Kashim Shettima has directed the immediate activation of a national early warning and coordination platform to strengthen Nigeria's preparedness against flooding as the rainy season reaches its peak. And the directive, issued during a meeting of the Anticipatory Action Task Force at the Presidential Villa Abuja, is aimed at ensuring a coordinated and proactive response to flood threats across the country. Vice President Shettima also instructed the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, the AATF, and other related agencies to review implementation plans in line with approved budgetary allocations, establish clear priorities, and fast-track the deployment of resources for flood preparedness. Chairman of the Board of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has described the newly commissioned United Nations Humanitarian Air Service facilities as a gateway of hope for crisis-affected communities and a major boost to humanitarian operations in Nigeria's northeast. Dr. Ganduje stated this while commissioning the United Nations Humanitarian Air Service Terminal building, flight planning and cargo building, as well as the integrated office complex for humanitarian services at the General Muhammadu Buhari International Airport in Maiduguri, Borno State. Kikelomo Okere has details.
For years, humanitarian workers delivering food, medicine and emergency relief to remote communities in Nigeria's northeast have battled difficult terrain, damaged infrastructure, and security challenges that often swallowed life-saving interventions. Today, a new chapter opened in Maiduguri as government and development partners unveil a modern humanitarian air hub designed to bridge the gap and bring help closer to those who need it most. Unveiling the project in Maiduguri, the chairman of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, says the project will strengthen safe, efficient and reliable air operations for humanitarian workers and relief agencies operating in difficult terrain.
The establishment of this facility by the United Nations Humanitarian Air Service, operated by the World Food Programme, is a significant intervention that will enhance the delivery of humanitarian assistance through safe, efficient, and reliable air services.
Speaking at the event, the World Food Programme representative and country director in Nigeria, Catherine Goss, described the facility as a strategic investment in both humanitarian operations and aviation infrastructure. She noted that improved air connectivity will enhance emergency response efforts and provide faster access to isolated communities affected by conflict and displacement.
This is not about infrastructure. This is about people. Those people who are in the hardest to reach areas and whose survival depends on our ability to reach them.
Managing Director, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Olubunmi Kuku, described the project as a proof that collaboration between government and international partners can deliver tangible results for communities facing hardship. She described the facility as more than an aviation project, saying it is built to deliver hope, relief, and livelihood opportunity to vulnerable populations.
It is a facility built not just with bricks and mortar, but with the shared vision of delivering hope, relief, and livelihood opportunities to the vulnerable populations across this region.
The high point of the event was the launch of critical humanitarian infrastructure. The facility includes a flight planning center, cargo handling terminals, and operational offices to support humanitarian air operations across the Northeast. The new humanitarian air hub is expected to serve as a critical logistic and coordination center for humanitarian agencies operating across the Northeast, reinforcing ongoing efforts to restore stability, support recovery, and improve the lives of millions affected by years of insurgency. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global TV News.
Over to Kebbi State Police Command has stepped up surveillance and intelligence operations following reports of the re-emergence of a suspected criminal group in parts of the state called Say Malam. Commissioner of Police Umar Hadeja made this known to Global TV in an exclusive interview. Anita Patrick tells us more.
The Kebbi State Police Command has assured residents that security agencies are on alert to prevent any suspected criminal network from gaining ground in the state. The Commissioner of Police, Umar Hadeja, says the group, reportedly operating in parts of Zuru local government area, had earlier been dismantled following a joint operation involving the police, military, and the Department of State Services. According to him, 14 suspects were arrested and charged to court over alleged cybercrime and cult-related offenses. He explained that the group allegedly lured unsuspecting residents with promises of multiplying money using deceptive spiritual claims and fraudulent schemes to obtain cash from victims.
We have informed our operative surveillance team and also the DSS to make sure that we profile this group. And immediately we do so, we are going to get them arrested, investigated, and discharged to court. So this is what actually is happening, but we are doing our best to make sure that we crack down on this group that is emerging before they form our alliance with the Lakurawa or the Mahmudawa terrorist organization and all these bandits and the kidnappers that we are having from time to time.
The police commissioner said investigations have so far found no evidence that the group is operating as a terrorist organization, stressing that members were not arrested with weapons during the earlier operation. CP Hadeja, however, revealed that the command is taking fresh reports of the group's activities seriously, especially given Kebbi's borders with neighboring states and the republics of Niger and Benin. The command has also launched a violent crime response unit supported by patrol vehicles, armored personnel carriers, and motorcycles to improve response to distress calls across the state. He urged residents to support security agencies with timely information while assuring that intelligence from the public will be treated confidentially. Anita Patrick, Global TV News.
Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, says Nigeria's centralized policing structure is no longer sufficient to effectively secure the country's growing population. Insisted that constitutional reforms to establish state police have become imperative. Speaking during an engagement with the UK Commonwealth Parliamentary Association at the House of Commons in London, Kalu said the current system has resulted in delayed response times and intelligence gaps in addressing the nation's evolving security threats. He explained that the House of Representatives has already passed the State Police Bill with overwhelming support, noting that the proposed constitutional amendment will empower states to establish and supervise their own police services, while the Nigerian police force retains responsibility for interstate crimes. Carlos stressed that the legislation also provides safeguards through independent state police commissions, National Assembly oversight, and audit mechanisms to prevent abuse and ensure accountability. The Chief of Army Staff, COAS, Lieutenant General Wedi Shaibu, has unveiled a state-of-the-art war gaming center at the Army War College Nigeria, Asokoro, Abuja, in a sufficient step towards strengthening strategic planning, operation analysis, and informed decision-making in addressing contemporary and emerging security challenges. Speaking during the commissioning ceremony, the Army Chief stressed that increasingly complex and dynamic security environment demands commanders who are not only courageous on the battlefield, but also intelligently agile, strategically minded and capable of making sound decisions under pressure. Wargaming is a simulation of conflict or strategy usually used to explore decisions, test plans, and predict possible outcomes. It can mean military training exercise, but it also includes tabletop games and other strategic stimulations. Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has urged residents of the state to continue supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president has demonstrated commitment to the development of Kano State and the country. Now, the governor made the appeal while presenting the certificate of return to the newly elected member representing Dawankin Gudu Warawa Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Shaibu Rabiu Nagogo. Global Television's Idris Jibrin tells us more.
It was a moment of celebration as Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf presented the certificate of return to Honorable Shaibu Rabiu Nagogo following his victory at the polls. Congratulating the lawmaker-elect, the governor expressed confidence that he would provide effective representation for the people of Dawakin Kudu and Warawa Federal Constituency. Governor Yusuf also said the cordial relationship between the Kano state government and the federal government has continued to bring developments to the state, adding that the partnership should be sustained for the benefit of the people.
We therefore have to join hands together. We must be able to work together. We must be able to mobilize millions of voters for the election of the president, for the election of all the National Assembly members, and for the election of your governor and your State House of Assembly members.
The governor praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for supporting key infrastructure and development projects in Kano. He described the president as a leader committed to national unity and development, and called on political leaders, stakeholders, as well as supporters across the state to remain united in strengthening the relationship between Kano State and the federal government.
So we must beat our chest to say we are proud of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we must come out openly to campaign for him. Anything short of this, God forbid Allah, that will be a problem. There is no shame. He's a devoted Muslim. Now, do you choose between your own brother, a Muslim, and somebody who is against the interest of the North?
Governor Yusuf also reacted to recent comments by former Deputy Governor Aminu Abdusalam Gorzo. He said the former Deputy Governor had failed to make meaningful contributions to the state's development, accusing him instead of engaging in baseless criticism rather than offering constructive ideas. As the 2027 general elections draw closer, Governor Yusuf reaffirmed his administration's commitment to working closely with the federal government to implement policies and programs that will improve the lives of the people. Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
Borno State's Governor Babagana Zulum has ordered the immediate closure of the internally displaced persons IDP camp in Bama, the largest displacement facility outside Maiduguri, the state capital. Zulum announced the closure in Goza after visiting the government secondary school IDP camp. He also disclosed that the Goza camp would be shut within the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks. You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Thanks for joining us. The rainy season is certainly making its presence felt, with many parts of the country receiving widespread and significant amount of rainfall over the past few days. And if you've been enjoying the cooler weather, there's more to look forward to. As we head into Tuesday, an overnight weather system is expected to bring thunderstorms to parts of Borno, Adamawa, Taraba, some parts of Kaduna, Kebbi, the Federal Capital Territory, Nasarawa, Niger, Plateau, some parts of Benue and Kogi states. So if you're heading out early, don't forget to keep your umbrellas closed. For our coastal communities, including Lagos, Ondo, Ogun, some parts of Delta and Cross River State, expect a damp start to the day with intermittent showers. As we move into late afternoon and evening, another round of rains and thunderstorms are expected to develop across much of the northern region, the north central states, and several locations within the southern cities. Overall, the weather remains unsettled with more rainfall activities expected in the coming days. Keep an eye on the forecast, take extra care on the roads, and stay safe. Thank you for watching.
Alright, you're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, the Nigerian Customs Service Ports Terminal Multi-Services Limited, PTML Area Command, and the Port Authority Police Western Command have strengthened their collaboration to enhance security within the nation's maritime domain. Collaboration was intensified when the Customs Area Controller Nura Miko and members of the command's management team paid a courtesy visit to the headquarters of the Ports Authority Police Western Command in Lagos. In a statement signed by the Police Public Relations Officer Isaac Hendain, the visit provided an opportunity for both agencies to reaffirm their commitment to promoting a secure, efficient, and trade-friendly port environment. On the foreign scene, the Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus, says there is no cause for panic over fears of a global Ebola outbreak, despite the confirmation of a case outside Africa. The WHO chief says fewer than 30 Ebola cases have been recorded outside the African continent in the last 50 years. Agbomofoigbe tells us more.
France on Wednesday announced its first confirmed case of Ebola identified on its territory. A doctor who had flown back from the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is fighting a major outbreak. The doctor had been working with the Alliance for International Medical Action. The case is the first of the deadly hemorrhagic fever identified outside the African continent during the current outbreak, which has also affected Uganda. The WHO chief, however, warned against what he called overreaction to the case.
WHO and our partners are working closely with the communities to inform and involve them in the trial. We're also working to ensure the communities have access to the therapeutics should they prove safe and efficacious. The trial will be conducted by a consortium of partners including DRC's National Institute for Biomedical Research, ALIMA, Oxford University, and WHO.
He underlined that the case serves as a reminder of the risks faced by frontline responders, noting that almost 80 health workers have been infected and highlighted the risks they face, as well as the importance of strengthening infection prevention and control. French Health Ministry says the patient boarded a commercial flight from Kinshasa and was almost asymptomatic, except for headaches. His condition was said to have slightly deteriorated during the flight, even before the disease was officially identified. In the meantime, the World Health Organization has advised countries to support the safe deployment of personnel responding to the outbreak. The DRC's 17th Ebola outbreak was declared on May 15 after several unexplained deaths in the mineral-rich but volatile eastern Ituri province plagued by armed groups. Latest official figures show that more than 1,000 cases have been recorded, including 267 deaths, representing a fatality rate of around 25%. WHO assesses the public health risk level as very high for the DRC. high for Uganda and other countries bordering DRC, and low for the rest of the world. Uyi Agumofwegbe, Global TV News.
At least 188 people have been killed and more than 1,500 injured after two powerful earthquakes struck Venezuela in quick successions, causing widespread destruction across the country's northern region and triggering a major humanitarian emergency. Venezuelan authorities say more than 200 people remain trapped beneath collapsed buildings, while rescue workers continue search and rescue operations in affected communities. The earthquake, which struck late on Wednesday, severely impacted the capital, Caracas, and the neighboring coastal state of La Carare, where dozens of buildings collapsed, the New York Times reported. Hundreds of schools across England and Wales have shut their doors as the UK endures its hottest period with a rare red extreme heat warning in force. Head teachers have taken the decision to close rather than risk children's safety in temperatures forecast to hit 38 degrees. Our correspondent, Edikin Michael, tells us more.
A heat dome packed over Western Europe has driven temperatures to levels not seen since the deadly heat wave of July 2022. The Met Office says this could be the hottest June ever recorded in the UK, surpassing the 1976 record of 35.6 degrees. The government official guidance is that school should generally stay open, with staff managing the heat through hydration, shade, and lighter activity. But many head teachers have judged the risks too great, particularly in buildings without air conditioning, where indoor temperatures can climb even higher than outside. The Cabinet Office held an emergency meeting this week with ministers warning the heat now poses a genuine risk to life. Rail passengers have been told to travel only if necessary as extreme conditions strain transport and power network nationwide. Now, parents are being urged to check directly with their children's school for the latest on the closures. Edikan Michael, reporting from England for Global TV News.
In sports news now, 3 African nations have secured places in the round of 32 at the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup, marking a strong showing for the continent at the expanded tournament. Out of the 10 teams representing the continents, Morocco, South Africa, and Cote d'Ivoire have so far confirmed their places in the knockout stage. Egypt, Ghana, Cabo Verde, Algeria, Senegal, and Congo DR remain in contention ahead of their final group matches as of Friday, June 26th. Nigeria's growing footprint in world basketball has again evident at the 2026 NBA draft, with 6 players of the Nigerian heritage earning selections across the 2-day event held at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The group comprises Ebuka Kore, Zubi Ojiafo, Otega Owem, Felix Okpara, Toby Lawal, and Ogbonna Oyeso, who were drafted by 6 NBA franchises, although some are expected to join different teams through pre-arranged draft night trades. Okoro and Ejiafo secured first-round selections, while Owem, Okpara, Lawal, and Oyenso were picked in the second round. And that's it on News Cycle. Here's a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and Free TV. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using Global TV NG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good evening.